Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Stanley Town Council's ordinary council meeting on Tuesday, the 23rd of June 2026. We will try to move through as swiftly as possible. I do believe there is a football match this evening. I've been informed of such a thing. So we'll not delay and move straight into housekeeping. Can I ask that all phones are switched off or made silent? Thank you. We move into apologies for absence. Have you apologies for absence?
Chair, apologies from James Kane, Christine Bell.
Chair, there should be apologies from Councillor Allison as well. She's at the Beamish board.
So we have apologies from Councillor Karen Morrison. No,
John should emerge.
okay.
He's probably getting a cleansed.
Are we all happy to accept those apologies? Great. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. We move into declarations of interest. Are there any declarations of interest? No declarations. Thank you. The only announcement I have for this evening is to thank the staff for Sunday's flag raising. Everything seemed to go off well. The sun shone on us. That was looking much better than a windy close. We move in to. Sorry, I thought I saw John going that way. Is there a
only just to remind all councillors, it's Armed Forces Day on Sunday coming. I spoke to Margaret a couple of times since she's been off. She seems to be doing well, but very delicate, more delicate than I think she anticipated. But and the RFO will be leaving us at the end of the week. So that's just updates. Thank you, Chair.
So Anne is coming in on Thursday.
If there's anyone
anybody wants to pop in to say bye-bye or please stay or any of those things. We move into public participation. Are there any? Nothing from the public. So we move into item 7 to approve as a true record and sign the minutes of the extraordinary meeting of the council held on the 21st of May 2026. And we all agree with minutes?
Yes.
Yes. Excellent. And to approve and sign the minutes of the annual general meeting held on the 26th of May 2026. You all agree with it? Yes. We move into item 8. The receipt of the committee minutes. So we have events and communities for the 24th of March. We have policy and HR for the 14th of April. And we have finance and general purposes for the 14th of April. Can we all agree those? Are there any questions on them? When we agree with the true record? Oh, sorry, we also launched. We move on to 9, which is a bank reconciliation. So we have schedule of payments, attachment D, schedule of receipts, attachment E, bank reconciliation and bank accounts, attachment F, schedule of payments for May 2026, G, schedule of receipts H, and bank reconciliation and balance I. Can we all, sorry, thanks.
Propose that we notice all the maths. Everybody's in agreement.
Everybody in agreement?
Yeah.
Excellent. We move into item 10. We update from county councillors.
That's it. Oh, hello, that's me. John was going to do this chair, but he will emerge eventually, probably as soon as I've done this.
I thought we
I
saw.
thought I saw him as well. It must be like the Scarlet Pimpernel. Anyway, Chair, can we put on record as well our thanks to Alison Clark for being Vice Chair of this august institution for your time doing that. On that note, we did litter picks in Anfield Plain. I know you've done a separate one as well, so it's brilliant to see the attention being given to that through the Civic Pride scheme, which has been massively successful. Walkabouts have been conducted with carbon homes and wardens and police throughout each of the members' wards. Clean and Green have been informed about the Armed Forces Day, so that they've been empty the bins and etc., which could have been an issue. Photos have been taken and reported about street furniture, bins, and looking a bit tired and worn down. The notice board at Stanley is in a bit of a state, and having checked that with DCC, we found out that actually it's not their responsibility. So that was something that we wanted to have looked into. We attended a PACT meeting in Tanfield Lea and also in Anfield Plain, and we're in talks for flower tubs for Anfield Plain Front Street, and there are ongoing conversations about park upgrades. Karen has spoken with Councillor Allison, I should say, has spoken with Groundworks and made inquiries regarding a waiting list for the money advice service, which is something that she mentioned at the last meeting. They said they didn't believe there was one, which was something that we wanted to have a conversation with Margie about, but there is also a welfare officer base in the venue, so there was a question mark around that, Chair. And as the other updates, Chair, relevant to Councillor Coop, who has just got here, which is brilliant. He says that there's a locked door. Now, Chair, the other update, it's a question actually. Have Stanley Town Council come up with an itemised list of the responsibilities that we currently maintain and conduct from the last meeting? Just to, I think, get clarity on what it is actually that needs to be looked into, such as, for example, a notice board, question marks on that. And there was a question asked by Margie about the disabled bays outside the Civic Hall, and we've been told that they're not enforceable as they don't have a TRO traffic restrictions order. They were enforced by Stanley Town Council when the Civic Hall was actually open. So that was just to clarify that question, Chair.
So yeah, it is now Durham County Council's land, so they can actually put off-street regulations. Well, when it was under our control, the parking base fell in our boundary as part of our rent. We didn't put any off-street parking regulations on that. Durham County Council do have traffic wardens, so if they wish to make that a regulated place, they want to inspect, they can possibly do that. It would have to go through whichever committee it is at DCC.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll have to go have a bit of back and forth on that. But the response from the authority right now is that the TRO traffic restrictions order no can do. But we'll go back and discuss. And then, John, you had an update to give, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
On the agenda now.
Yes.
Get on with it. Come on.
All right, I've got a few things. I don't know what we've already been talking about, but we had the Pride and Place meeting earlier this month, which Tony will attend as well. It was really just to get to know each other, hear the ambitions and aspirations of what we've got. We also looked to tweak the boundaries of it a little bit to include a bit of South North. I haven't heard anything back about whether that's been improved or not. But if it is, that means you've got extra area to cover as well, so we can do what we can over a larger area. The local networks, the outline governance for that's been agreed. Members have had their training sessions on that, and there was an open event at the Louisa Centre as well, which is invited to attend. I think a few of you to drop in. I think it's a couple of years there really. I'm looking to assist in a blue light event at Craighead at the Millennium Green. It's going to be organised by the police, but they're hopefully going to get the ambulance and the fire brigade there as well. There'll be a way of getting the local people and kids as well to see the different emergency vehicles that they've got going on. Talk about careers and things in the public services, that sort of thing. The councils will have a stall there, so maybe that'll be something you're interested in participating in as well. I've looked at private course, you're going to help fund it as well. Should get a piggyback on that, and probably we'll get the presence there. On the County Council website, if there's the HMO interim planning policy is going to be implemented soon. That's following the consultation with residents. That's going to cover the whole of the county and just require planning permission and set standards for accommodation and things like that. Also control areas, how much can go into a certain area if it's already overwhelmed and things like that for services. The new county down plan, that's going to be open for consultation for 8 weeks. Opens on the 17th of August. That affects things like future housing allocations, employment land, town centre policy, green space protection, transport and infrastructure priorities. So that's certainly something that Stanley Town Council wants to put forward. Local points of course, especially.
And is that 6 weeks? It's like
8 weeks. That one. Opened on the 7th of August on the council website. The County Hall decommissioning exhibition is on Friday. That's open from 9 AM to 4 PM in the main hall. There'll be speeches at 10 AM. It's the last chance to see it before it's gone. It's demolished. So I think it's open to the public between now and before, if we really want. There's also another consultation on selective licensing, which is probably called quite a bit. This is where it requires landlords to have a license if they're going to be renting out on the private rental, and it's about setting conditions and things like that, which rules can become private, which helps us tackle the things like antisocial behaviour and things like that with their residents and things. They carry on too much, then we can potentially revoke their license, so they wouldn't be able to rent out. So it gives landlords greater incentive to actually deal with problem tenants. And I've got Stanley bus station, obviously the refurbishment is still ongoing, but it's towards completion now. That is a 2.5 million refurbishment. It's aimed to improve access to it, reduce antisocial behaviour there, and obviously the general facility and things. It was used the bus I do. I tend to avoid the bus station. Certainly when it first opened, with the amount of pigeons and how quick just as you're waiting for the bus to hanging above you, waiting to drop a package on you. Also the solar panels there, you couldn't see the bus being in. I think that's something that's also going to be fixed. That might not just been there. Funding from Mensa in the store now. I just have seen from the boilers, but we've been sure we can imagine.
Karen,
Yes,
I've done this. Yeah,
I've done
yeah. I just didn't have your bits.
So John did really finished.
Yes.
Thanks. And I just thank both councillors for that update. We move into, oh, sorry, but are there any questions anybody would like to ask on that?
Just go to the pools over the road from the centre, and there's a lot of people in there that are invalids, and they're twisting to me about not being able to park in them spaces. There's nothing we can do about it, you know?
Parking spaces, you mean where the
Where
city
the
centre-
City Hall, because it's just directly over the road from the pools centre.
Yeah,
And there's a
well,
lot of older people, invalids, that need to try and park closer.
I mean, Karen had, I can't remember this, given the status of the building itself. I'll look into that.
I spoke to wardens,
Yeah,
and they said they've got no jurisdiction. But
That's
it's a
been-
bit unfair when people are invalids and they can't get parked there.
Is there no disabled parking?
There's not, it was taken over by taxi firm.
Sure.
I was just on this like licenses. Is it only documentation? Is it only protect? Is it there to protect the renters or for everyone?
The selective licensing, yeah, but there's a existing guidance, got them on the website, which is advice for residents, tenants and landlords as well. It's been in place for 2 years, it's only ongoing. The consultations about extending it to another, can reach to 20,000, landlords. Something like 27% of the current living.
Is that the thing like these, sorry, yes, carbon homes and
Yeah,
lights
so
and
that's
things like
that
that?
problem, homes, and
Are they included in that?
Don't believe so, no, because they've got currency links.
Honestly.
Chair, I've got people on my estate, carbon home people, that are very antisocial, smoking drugs and smashing windows and one thing or another. I've reported them, they've come out and they wouldn't even allow them into the house. You know, it's crazy. Like.
That the private landlord is the person that should.
No, these are carbon home ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And just back to the parking, I don't think there's any harm. People can park in those bays, there's no issue.
No.
So people in the bowls can park, no problem. In front of the
If
city.
there's a space
If
there.
there's a space for
There's
them
space, yeah.
to get into,
Aye.
there isn't any
Aye.
issue. There never has been
Well,
an
they've-
issue
they've got
when
that-
the
I think the problem is what you're trying to say is it should be restricted for.
Well, they've got the tickets, they've got the blue badges and they can't
Currently,
park there.
it gets used for everybody that goes to the Louisa's.
Aye.
So it's first come, first served at the moment.
But what Darren's saying is that can't be enforced.
Yeah.
If someone
Yeah,
parks
That's
there-
the problem.
Yeah.
Can't be enforced currently.
So if, and I mean, anybody with a blue badge anyway can park on the yellow line along the side if they felt needed to.
Yes.
So
True.
So we move on to item 11, planning applications. Obviously, a number of planning applications have been circulated. And obviously, we resolve that. I've seen the applications. I don't think anyone has made any objections to anything. So that is just to note. We now move on to item 12. This is casual vacancies, which is attachment J. We want to do some changes. Need to know.
Yeah. All members of the city have been on.
Yeah.
Quite explanatory, I suppose. It is really just if there is discussion, review it, but bring the recommendation, think through the finance and general purposes and they're recommending it, so unless it needs discussion.
So this document has been circulated. Does anyone want to speak on it? Gemma has. Right. Brian would like to second it, so we'll take a vote. All those in favour of the co-option versus by-elections, raise your hands. Anyone against? Excellent.
Just before we move on,
Yeah.
and just say that it is purely for the life of this council. It was obviously going back. It's just under the current financial.
So I'll just kind of make this clear for everyone so they understand. If this is we provide a platform for co-option of the same councillors as are sitting in position. And it is to save on the cost of by-elections. But if 10 members of the public call a by-election, we're just saying that as councillors, we don't particularly want to waste £10,000 for a by-election, and we're quite happy that the party, whichever political party is, that they replace their member with our member.
No, I wouldn't be happy with that part. It should be open to whoever the public wants to come ahead, regardless of what political party they are. No, it's also a co-opted as well.
It's 10 people calling for an election.
Vacancy for advertising and
Yes.
they're in a co-opted.
We put that out.
Yeah, but then it shouldn't be down to a particular party. It should be whoever applies should be interviewed, or would it?
Well, we can do that.
Yeah, I'd certainly prefer that.
We've already made, we've just
voted. Brian, you put your hand up, you voted for it.
Co-op, and the co-op clearly says vacancy is advertised publicly.
You've just accepted it?
Yes.
You have hand up?
Yeah.
Yes.
But I don't want it to be sort of advertised on and only one or two political parties.
It won't, no, what we're saying is, save the money. So say I
Oh, yes,
decide to drop
I
off,
agree with saving the money on a by-election,
so
but
if
the
I
way
drop
Joe
off,
put it across there.
rather than change the political balance or whatever,
Yeah.
and how the public originally voted in the last election,
Yes, okay.
I will
I
be
see that.
replaced by a Dermside Independent. Likewise, should you decide to drop off,
Yeah.
you will be replaced by a Reform member, so that you remain in the same statute as when we, and it's purely for this, the rest of this term of office. It will revert back, because currently we are in dire straits financially, and we're trying to save
I
public
agree with
funding,
not having a
public
by-election,
money.
but I agree with what you're saying about if a Dermot independent drops out. We replace them, but then that means you're not publicly advertising.
Yeah, it has to be, but I know it has to be.
Yeah, it has to
We'll
be.
publicly
Yeah, it is advertised.
But what we are saying is that we
won't contest it.
We won't contest it.
Right.
Unless the public calls for it.
Unless the public calls for it, and then we have to. So everybody did agree.
That's right.
Oh, we already agreed. Just what, perhaps it's the way I think the wording of what we're doing.
So we move on to item 13, which is the substitute policy. Again, straightforward, so that we don't have committees that have are not for it. The idea is that if you can't make it, your party will send another member.
If you wish.
If they wish to.
Yep.
So are there any questions on that? It's very straightforward. So yes.
No, move it straightforward.
Unless this is noted, they are seconded, are we all in favour?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Never show hands. Thank you so much. So we move on to item 14, members' initiative permit. Councillors to not make applications approved by Finance and General Bills Committee. So we have a number. Yeah. Right. Sorry, we do have So
I'll see, I'll get it.
we do have another, so that one is.
only one.
I have agreed that we can table this one this evening. I have spoken to the Chair of Finance. This one, again, is time sensitive and the time has run away from us. Let's take it out of time. Yeah. It is. So the first one is just finance and general purposes have looked at the first one, have agreed it. Our recommendation is that we accept it. The second one is for you to take a look at and agree that you accept or don't accept. That. Can we all agree on the first one?
Yeah.
Personally,
We accept the second one. Region.
yes.
Is everyone in favour?
Yeah.
Yes. Can I just show hands? Everyone's in favour? Thank you. Excellent. You're going to. Yeah. We move into item 15, the miners' picnic budget deferral. So the council is asked to approve recommendations from the Finance and General Purposes Committee. To defer the payment, to defer the event. We weren't quite happy and we didn't have enough time to get this together, but we're asking that the budget be transferred over to next year. Question.
Thank you, Joe. Yes.
We can't do it well, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. How the world's going to already realistic.
Yes.
I propose that we do that, but I think we need to firm up a date for next year, so we've got something to work to before the schools break up, so that we can get them involved.
Thanks.
And obviously that money will go into the earmark reserve, not just the general reserve.
That's exactly right.
I'll just show us that.
Can we all? Sure.
Yeah.
Can we all agree?
Yeah.
One against? We could do that. It would be much better event. We move into item 16, which is the time and venue of the next meeting, which is Tuesday, the 28th of July, already 6:30 at the greenhouse. We move straight into item 17, exclusion of the press and public, to resolve that under public bodies admissions to meeting Act 1960, the public and representatives of the press and broadcasting media be excluded from the meeting during consideration of all items of business, as publicity would be prejudicial to the public interest due to the confidential nature of the business to be transacted.